Hello friends, it's me, and today Crocs footwear. Let's check out. I put Crocs to the ultimate test. Style theory from the style theorist. Together, let's go. Let's go.
Are Crocs humanity's greatest achievement or one big scam? Today we're pitting a Croc truther against someone who's never worn them before in their life to see if the shoe can live up to all the pros or if they've been a con all along. Hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory, the show that's truly the cream of the crop, or should I say, the croc. Talk about a
Hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory.
comeback. For something that was once a fashion faux pas, Crocs have suddenly found themselves at the top of the food chain thanks to the pandemic. Crocs were marketed as the comfortable option for your quarantine fit, and they just never went away. In fact, Crocs have only gained more fans since the end of lockdown. And I don't get the hype. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater. I want to love Crocs. A shoe that can be comfortable and good for my feet, one that's customizable to fit any outfit, and it has a sports mode that makes it a great sneaker alternative? It sounds too good to be true, and it just might be. But as a woman of science, I am ready to let the Crocs prove me wrong, or prove me right. To keep things fair, I'm going to invite the biggest Croc enthusiast I know to test them with me.
To truly get the Crocs experience, I need to have a little bit of help because I don't just have one pair of Crocs, I have two. Look at these lovely things. They're Pringles branded because I thought that was fun and I am a sucker for any Instagram ad ever. That being said,
Wait a minute, green, blue, orange, red. So close. If it's green, blue, yellow, red, it'll be game theory, food theorist, game theory, film theory, food theory, style theorist.
they are also our channel colors. Yes,
No! Orange! Yellow! Come on!
I know that this is orange, but it's a toasted food theory. It's summertime. He's a little toasty, but we're actually missing one channel in this lineup. Ask GT Live.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
Whoa, look at these beauties. Oh my God.
I got you some brand new Crocs just for this episode.
Thank you. I love the Pringles man on here. Do you know the Pringles man's name?
No. Does he have a name?
I don't know, but he looks so happy and honestly kind of cute on this Croc.
He does in fact have a name, Julius Pringles. Why haven't we had a food theory on this guy yet? Santi, get on it. Just look at him. He's not just a mascot of #mustache goals. I bet he's full of lore. Speaking of lore,
Oh, it's not just the battle of lore. It is the lore!
drops.
What are these called?
Oh, the gibbets.
Gibbets.
Yes, I'm always tempted to say giblets, but I believe that's a piece of meat.
It is a piece of meat, but I also think a gibbet is like a medieval torture device.
Ooh.
I'm gonna recommend you don't look that up. It's a rough one, chat. And we are here on a mission to prove whether or not Crocs are the shoes that they claim to be. It's a mission.
Amy makes a very good. Sorry. Amy makes very good points. Let's not get sidetracked. Let's focus.
Very close to Ash's heart.
Ooh, I've been in Croc Nation probably for about...
Croc Nation.
Croc Nation.
What is Croc Nation?
It is where I live. It's my address. But yes, I wear Crocs every single day, much to the office's chagrin, actually. They get quite squeaky and they leave marks on the floor sometimes.
Ash.
Amy.
Is the fact that the office doesn't like you wearing Crocs a good way to sell Crocs?
I have a feeling that by the end of this episode, I'm actually gonna make you a resident of this nation.
I'm going to join Croc Nation by the end of this episode.
Absolutely.
Listen, those are big words, Ash.
I know, but I'm a big person and I say big things.
It's true.
And this was a big moment. It was time for me to step into Crocs for the first time in my life.
Are you ready?
I feel it in my soul.
Okay.
I'm ready to feel it in the soles of my feet.
Perfect. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Step on in.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Stabby
Yeah?
and flat. I'm used
Is there a need to be so cinematic? Is there a need to be so dramatic? Is there a need for it?
to a little bit more give in my shoe and not feeling like there's already a bunch of tiny rocks. I appreciate the roomy, my toes feel like they have like space to play around, but I do feel a little bit I'm so sorry to say, underwhelmed?
You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
Okay.
No.
She doesn't mean that.
Oh, but I did. When you look at what people love about Crocs more than anything else, it's the comfort. Crocs have marketed themselves as the comfortable everyday shoe, perfect for long days on your feet. Yet here I was feeling everything but comfortable. It was like 100 tiny little rubber nails stabbing into my feet. They weren't soft, they had no give, and my arches were feeling unsupported.
So these are brand new Crocs, Croc Pringles. But I
Yes.
want you to also see what a Croc can become.
What you're saying is I should try on your Croc.
Hop in my Croc.
We'll do 1 foot, so I really can understand the difference between a brand new Croc and an older.
Yeah, absolutely.
A well-loved Croc,
Absolutely.
if one would.
Fun fact, Ash and I, we have the same shoe size. It made shopping for this episode super easy. It also meant that I could walk a mile in Ash's Crocs, or at least try them on and get an accurate assessment.
Oh, that's very different.
Yeah.
I am sinking into this Croc. Where this Croc is flat, this one has a landscape, if you will.
Yes.
It goes up, it goes down, and are you a heel walker, Ash?
I tend to evenly balance it between the ball and the heel.
Because I'm like, the heel of this one is telling me a different story. I might actually
And let's not forget, both shoes are Crocs.
say, like, check out your foot doctor.
Turns out that foot doctors are not singing the praises of the Croc. According to some experts, Crocs may be good for the short term, but long term it could put your foot health at risk because of that loose, comfortable fit that people love. As this article from ArtNap Surrey says, the main reason that you should not wear Crocs every day is that these shoes do not secure the heel. When the heel is unstable, the toes can grip, which can cause tendinitis. I was definitely feeling that instability. These were some roomy little guys, despite being my exact shoe size. Look at all of that extra room on the sides. Yet Ash, my shoe size twin, didn't have that issue. It seemed to be because our feet were different shapes. But would that really make a difference in our overall experiment? We'll check in at the end of the episode to see how our feet are feeling after a day in these Julius Kringles. Get it? Croc, Pringles, Kringles? Anyway, there was one key feature that could solve the stability problem: sport mode.
So we are here at the baseball field to do our test of sport mode. To do that, we are gonna run from our home base to our first base, pivoting at the end and coming back to see how secure we feel and time.
Yes, you saw nothing. I saw nothing. You are John Cena. Get it? Can't see me. Also, you come with Drex.
Timing each test. We are going to be testing a sneaker, a leisure mode, and a sport mode, starting with our sneaker test. Sneakers are locked in.
The run would test how sure-footed we felt in each shoe option, while the pivot would put that heel support to the test. If the shoe can't support, you must abort, or risk a broken ankle.
I'm actually thinking that the sneaker's gonna win because I feel more secure already being able to lace these shoes up as tight as I possibly can. But Ash, what do you think's gonna win?
Oh, sports mode. 100% of the way. Nothing locks you in like a good strap, you know?
I would argue.
Heel strap on the foot when you're running.
Sport mode is Crocs' answer to being an active footwear option. Sure, you can lounge around in leisure mode, but you can also strap in and go the distance as good as any sneaker, which happened to be our starting shoe. Ash volunteered to go first, clocking a respectable 13.4 seconds, with an average of 5.1 seconds from base to base. The rest of their time was spent pivoting. For my first run, I got 13.25 seconds, with an average of 4.9 seconds. Sure, we weren't going to qualify for the US Olympic track team, but now we had a good baseline to test just how fast our Julius Kringles were gonna take us. Our first Croc run was in leisure mode, with absolutely no mustache strap support to be found. You can probably guess that it did not go well.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
God, feels so bad.
My leisure mode was a ghastly 14.11 seconds, while Ash gained over 4 full seconds, coming in at 17.68.
Running with no support on that heel, makes me feel exposed in a way that I do not find quite pleasant. There's no back support, right?
What you really need in running is back support. True facts.
Enter our sport mode, complete with mustache support straps and a dream to conquer the world. Or at least
I like it that they actually have an entrance for the sport modes for the shoes. So why?
the baseball field.
You ready, Ash?
Let's do it.
Prove to me how much the sport mode is worth.
The power of the Croc fuels me.
The power of the Crocs is within.
Let me get my timer up and ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
Ash took off at a speed that said they had something to prove. And prove they did. They came in at a record-setting 12.9 seconds.
12.9 seconds.
12.9.
12.9. Your best time yet.
Yes!
Unfortunately, the victory was short-lived. While I made good on my run time, coming in at 13.3 seconds, it was slower than my sneaker run. The biggest factor in all of our times, though, was the pivot. Looking back at all the data and footage, both of us clearly struggled to feel secure enough to make that quick turn while in leisure mode. However, while in sport mode, that little strap gave Ash and I just enough support to hit a time as good, if not better, than our sneaker test. And the thing that I suspect gave Ash the edge over me on our sport mode run, the fit. Take a look at this kick test. Ash and I tried to launch our shoes off our feet to see how well they fit us. Ash's Crocs stays put no matter how hard they kick, while mine flies off at the first chance it gets. I can lace up a sneaker as tight as I need, but a Croc only has one fit. Despite me
Sorry Sam, sorry.
ordering the correct shoe size, the gaps in my Croc fit left me feeling unstable. Luckily, there was something lingering nearby to help soothe our souls and our stomachs. Ice cream time!
So, oh my gosh, I saw the footage. You said truck good. You said the footwear. Ice cream time.
After that well-needed cool down from the hot North Carolina summer, we dropped Sam back at Theorist HQ and headed
I like it that they actually have a particular just segment party time for ice cream.
to our next destination, the gym. In recent years, Crocs have become a go-to gym shoe.
Get some Crocs. You might be thinking Vans, Converse, Nike Blazers. No, you're all wrong. Crocs are the best gym shoe.
I was ready to find out, though the pressure of whether or not I was going to join Croc Nation by the end of this episode was clearly getting to me.
I do nothing if not bring iconic fashion everywhere I go.
So very true.
Oh. This was actually my first time going up Crocs and stairs, so we will document this moment.
If you didn't catch that flub, I dare you to watch it again until you do, and then get in the comments to see if you were first. Ash and I started by trying out the machine
First. I heard it.
selection. Yay! More cardio, because we didn't get enough of that in round 1. Ash tackled the Stairmaster while I strapped into the stationary bike, and immediately there was a problem.
The only danger here are the actual gimbals, gibbles?
Yeah.
What are they called?
Pokemon.
My gibbets keep getting stuck in the strap.
Danger wasn't going to stop our test. We moved on to the ellipticals, where once again, the only problem was the gibbets. They got caught in the foot cover of my machine, whereas Ash's open-toe machine had no issue. While Crocs as a gym shoe was still up for debate, I was certain of one thing. Gibbets have no place in the gym, period. Moving on to my personal favorite machine, the leg press, we found it to be a huge success. The flat foot of the Croc made it easy to get a solid footing, at least until we got to the free weights. While Ash had a powerful foundation, I was a wobbly mess. And it all came back to that extra room in my Crocs.
The problem that's happening, here's the problem. Here's my foot. My foot wants to either go this way or sideways. And so it's not laying flat on the Croc, where in a sneaker that's held to my foot and not a looser fitting Croc, I wouldn't feel like I'm about to tip over one way or the other.
It's really interesting. It feels like I actually have a very even weight distribution in my foot. When I'm going up and down, I felt very well supported. It might just be because of foot shape. My feet are not walking.
So maybe the Crocs are doing better for you because you have that even footing, where my little long bugle foot is just going like this.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Even though the audio was not the best, what Amy says is very good. She makes a very good point. Even though the mic was
starting to feel like I was being exiled from Croc Nation by Julius Kringles himself, all because of my foot shape. I felt defeated. Crocs brought Ash so much joy, and I wanted to feel that too. I wanted to love them, but they didn't love me. For a shoe that's meant to be so customizable, that felt like the biggest letdown of the journey so far. But just as it felt like the doors of Croc Nation were closing on me forever, there was a light in the distance. One that we had yet to test. Something that could change the fate of not just my Croc journey, but all of Croc Nation. Crocs
Oh, what could it be? What could it be?
are in hot water, literally. The company is currently facing a class action lawsuit after allegedly failing to properly warn customers that their Crocs can shrink when exposed to heat. Many people claim that their Crocs were ruined after being left out in the sun or in a hot car. And when you add water into the mix, that effect gets worse. Just one small problem. Crocs claim to be a water-friendly shoe. So even though it looked like Croc Nation had turned its back on me for Ash, who believed in the power of the Croc, I wasn't going to turn my back on Croc Nation just yet. Today, I was going to see if I could save Crocs from a lawsuit, or finally prove that they really were all hype to begin with. I grabbed my blue Julius and brought him out into the hot North Carolina sun for a dip in the pool. Then I left him to sunbathe for the next hour. However, the weather was not on our side. The sun was not sunning, but I had a backup that could easily replicate the hottest summer day or your stuffiest car. A dryer. I mean, if it can cook a steak, it can surely shrink a Croc, right? I popped it in and
Oh, they're bringing back the dryer!
set it for a quick dry cycle.
Press? Pull? How say yes? Oh.
After waiting and waiting and waiting, it was finally time for a victory dance. Like Cinderella with her slipper, we were about to experience a fairy tale moment of Croc proportions.
All right. Oh, wait. It is actually smaller. It is actually smaller. It is. Oh my gosh. I know it's hard to see. I know it's hard to see, okay? But there is actually so much less room in this Croc.
It was like putting on a whole new shoe that suddenly fit me perfectly.
I can feel it hugging my foot.
To be honest with you, I really respect the team, the editors, and the animators behind this video. A lot of things in which I want to do on my video, but I cannot. You guys are incredible. Thank you for inspiring me to try myself.
My mind is blown. I am once again
Explosion!
shocked by the things that we find on this channel.
Crocs are made from a material called Crosslite, which is a polyethylene vinyl acetate, also known as a PEVA or an EVA. If you happen to be a cosplayer, the name EVA probably sounds very familiar. EVA foam is a common crafting material used to make cosplay armor and weapons. It's popular due to how easy it is to mold and shape when introduced to heat, just like our Croc in a dryer. The air inside the EVA expands, making it soft and malleable. When it cools, that foam shrinks and hardens as that air constricts.
So we're gonna let it cool down, and then we're gonna show Ash that this might have just changed the game.
After letting the Crocs cool, Ash and I sat back on the couch where everything started.
Ash,
Amy.
I have invited you here to the set of the GT Live, your home turf,
Yes.
to tell you something really, really, really important.
Okay.
I am part of Croc Nation.
You're in Croc Nation?
I am in Croc Nation. Look at this. I was able to custom mold this to my foot.
That is wild. Look at that.
Look at that difference. This is a whole new ball game.
Whoa.
Suddenly, I am supported. Suddenly, I have security. Suddenly, this is the perfect fit of a shoe.
Whoa.
It is at least a half size smaller, which I...
Wow.
Do Crocs have half sizes?
I don't believe Crocs come in half sizes,
I checked, they don't.
but maybe this is the way to make those happen.
You make the half size.
Our blue Julius Kringles shrunk almost a full inch in size, and those gaps at the sides of my feet that had plagued me this entire episode were gone.
This has changed everything for me in this episode because the entire time I just felt like I was about to fly out of the shoe like it did on the baseball field. I felt insecure. And now I get it.
I'll admit it, this one little trick completely changed my opinions on Crocs. Instead of wearing my Crocs day in and day out with just the hope that it would eventually mold to fit my foot, I was able to hack the system and get a custom-fitted shoe in just 30 minutes. I wasn't the only one having a moment of revelation. Even Croc expert Ash was coming out of this journey with a new understanding of their favorite shoe.
How does it feel on your foot to wear a new Croc?
You know, I forgot how uncomfortable it is to break into Crocs at first. It's very stiff and very flat, and I think that has a lot of benefits. Like when I was at the gym earlier, it was really helpful for staying stable. Not being at the gym though, or running, it's very stiff on the ball and the heel of my foot.
At the end of the day, that really was the big takeaway. While Crocs can mold to fit your foot and be a great everyday shoe in the long run, when you first get them, they can be rough to wear even for the biggest Croc lover. And you know what? That sounds an awful lot like another famous footwear brand. You have probably heard of Doc Martens, even if you've never worn them before. They notoriously have a reputation for being stiff and uncomfortable to wear when you first try them on. Trust me, I've dealt with it myself, it is no joke. It's such a well-known issue that Doc Martens themselves actually created how-to guides and products to help customers break in their new boots. To them, it's not a flaw, it's a feature. Docs know that no matter what they do, their shoes are going to be tough on customers when they first get them, and they're trying to help. Honestly, Crocs could learn something from Doc Martens here. Instead of running from the truth and opening themselves up to lawsuits, all Crocs needs to do is embrace their shrinking shoe as a selling feature. A perfect size Croc can compete with a sneaker in terms of performance, flexibility, and foot support. We've proved it. So Crocs, take a piece of advice from your local noodlefoot girly. You can't claim to be the king of customizable shoes when you're failing to help your customers customize their fit for their unique foot shape. And if that means encouraging a little tumble in the dryer, so be it. Embrace the shrinkage. And who knows, maybe then you won't find yourself being sued. But hey, that's just a theory. A style theory. Keep looking sharp. And if you want to learn more about how to support your feet, then slip right into the video on screen now to watch us debunk the reality of Barbie's iconic pink heel.
Well, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in my next video. Subscribe. But hey, that's just a theory. A style theory. Keep looking sharp. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Thank you so much. Subscribe.